to get the right motion, you turn and then usually pull your hip back when people step like that. So they'll turn, pull the hip back. But that's just kind of like to teach you the movement. The next thing is you want to get it so that your arm and your foot go right out together at the same time. So the weight of your block and your arm are the same. The thing is that reverse rotating part of the technique that a beginner would do by turning and then snapping back, that's in the other one, but it's like really small. Okay, so to learn something, sometimes you take it to an extreme so it's very explicit. Okay, so I'm turning, reverse rotating, so I'm getting used to my hip going this way, going that way when I'm like first learning. But later should be all same time, but it's like this momentum is going in the start of my step, but at the very end I kind of pull back on my hip, and that back on my hip kind of launches my block. But they're at the same time now. You see that a little bit? Beginner would be 1, 2, but later going to be. Do you see it? Right. Just try that a little bit, a couple times on your own to see if you can feel that. You might want to start. You might want to start with 1, 2, 1, 2, or maybe start right here and just go. Like that. The hip kind of turns forward and back. Like that. Give that a try. Put that at your level. Sometimes it's good just for your practice to go back to how you did it when you were a beginner so you can kind of reaffirm that muscle memory of the movement, the coordination of the movement. So maybe it's good to go back and have hip square, then snap back, turn, snap. But later then it's like, okay, so this driving, like I'm pushing and I'm rotating, so I'm getting this sort of power in my step. And at the very end, I'm kind of pulling my hip back. You see that a little bit? Then you can dial in the timing better. Because that movement is so small, then now the two things can land at the same time. The block and the arm and the step or hip, actually, they are hitting at the same time. Whereas when we first learned to feel the movement, they were way apart. Then later became more same time timing. This leg really connect, pushing. Right? Okay? Now give it a try. The hip movement that seems so small and insignificant is actually sort of earned by practicing a really big hip movement and then taking the same power that you get in a really big hip movement and putting it in a compressed little tight movement. So although it's almost indiscernible because it's really small, it's actually adding quite a bit of power to your technique. Understand what I'm saying? Especially because now it's kind of compressed. It's not as flaccid as it would be like that. It's like now it's a little more. It's tighter. And in its tightness, it gives some power. Does that make sense? Yes. Okay. So try this once, just to kind of get that feeling of coordinating your hips. Just make seizen futsudachi, like that. Okay, just like say you're in a reverse punch. We're going to do this really very deliberate first. So just make agyuke. Yeah, go back to reverse punch. So you're going to make a rising block, but you're going to push your rising block off this rotation of your hip. And basically my arm is going to rub across my body, but it's the launching of my hip that pushes my arm up. Do that each. Now, you're going to make your body go flat as you draw for sokoke, and then come back on that angle. Ni. Yeah. Now you're going to make your body go flat, and then come back on that angle. San. Good. And then make yakutsuki. Right. So you're going to twist 1, 2, 3, yakutsuki. Okay. Hey. Agyuke, sotoke, gidambarai, yakutsuki. Right. So it's like rising block, sotoke, gidambarai, yakutsuki. that your arm isn't doing it. It's really these little reverberations in your hip that are making the technique happen. Try that.